Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit with Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, the Pinterest, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use, you guessed it, Rare Rebel. This is actually a tarot card. When she did her oracle cards, she mixed in oracle and then tarot. So there's I think there's 6 tarot cards in this deck. Maybe 8, something like that. I thought it was kind of nifty. We got one on the table. I hope everybody had a great day. If you're in the US, you're preparing for hump day tomorrow. I haven't said that in a while. Oh, I think I said something about hump day last week or the week before. 2 on the table. I think I'm going to go to the store tonight and get some goodies. And I kind of want to make some barbecue chicken in the oven. I think I'm just going to do it in the oven. So I need some barbecue sauce. Need some yogurt, some cottage cheese, some more cucumbers. Probably need to get new apples. I don't know. I had an apple yesterday. I usually buy a bag of apples every week. And I usually take 1 or 2 a day for work, depending on how many is in the bag. And then occasionally I'll have one with my dinner, or I'll have one with my breakfast on the weekend. And I usually get not pink ladies. Now I can't remember what they're called. Anywho. Oh, no. Whatever. I got Golden Delicious this last time instead. And yesterday I had an apple and it was not great. It was not great. And then I had one today and it was fine. It's perfectly fine. It was good. It was fine. And I'm like, these are not my usual apples. I just need to stick to my usual apples. I think it's now $8 for a bag of apples, when it used to be $5. God, what is the name of that apple? It's one of the most popular apples. I know it. It's in the back of my head. It's back there. We got 3 on the table. Four on the table. Six on the table. 7 on the table. Two more shuffles. Let's do 2 more shuffles. Oh. 8 on the table. My friend at work, she's like, you're going to drive to the beach tomorrow to watch the sunrise, right? I'm like, no, it's the weekday. There's kids out and about. I'm like, too much traffic on the weekday. Weekend, no problem. Nobody's out that early in the morning. As it gets warmer, the fishermen will come out. But other than that, nobody. But on a weekday, heck no. And there's too much traffic getting back. It's not worth it. I used to do it when I was off on Mondays. Sometimes I would go up to the lake on Mondays and watch the sunrise. But again, it's not. It doesn't hit it. All the stress of trying to get there and get back. It's like a 45-minute drive. All right, I'm going to set this here. We have 10 on the table. We've got shadow work, fire element. We got crown chakra, third eye chakra, energy vampire. We got refill your own cup. We got self-love. We got solitude. We got shift your mindset. And we've got deep healing. Bottom of the deck. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So, here's the deal. This is a fire element. I don't think this is you, but take how it resonates. I've said before, be honest about who you are in any given situation. Because I've also said before, sometimes we're karmic, right? Sometimes we're low vibrational. Everybody's healing. Everybody's on a journey. Everybody's human. People make mistakes. People falter, right? People get back up. Whoever this fire element is, fire element being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is someone working on themselves with the shadow work. Pardon me. Working on their crown, working on their third eye. This is somebody that, if this is not you, you might, if you knew this person, you might have considered them an energy vampire. Like you might have refilled their cup many a times and they never refilled yours. Now this person is working on refilling their own damn cup. Like they're figuring out how to take care of themselves and love themselves with the self-love card. And they're learning how to produce and maintain their own energy. The Solitude card came out in reverse. So I'm going to say this person might be alone currently, like healing themselves, working on themselves. So like the solitude sort of comes into play there. But when the card fell out in reverse, the first instinct that I got, the first thing I heard was, this person is really unhappy. And I don't want to necessarily say depressed, but they could be. Basically, whatever this person had done in the past, not just to others but themselves, this person is just really at a stage of regret, like overwhelmingly so. Like I even have the urge to cry right now because I feel like whoever this fire sign is, this fire element is, they're really upset with themselves about their behavior. Again, towards others and towards themselves, right? Towards themselves. They feel bad about what they did to other people, but it's also recognizing that you and we talked about this yesterday or the day before, or maybe Saturday. Whoever this person is, yes, they screwed people over, but they screwed themselves over. And you have to come to the realization that Okay, it don't get me wrong, it's horrible to fuck people over. It really is. It really is. But at the same time, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, all of this, everything that I've done ultimately has just led to me screwing myself over, screwing myself out of friendships, relationships, situations, family gatherings, all kinds of stuff. Um, Job promotions, hobbies, anything and everything. When you're a toxic person, low vibrational, karmic, an energy vampire, when people start to realize that there's an issue with you, they're going to go away. Like everybody's going to slowly disappear from this person's life. And then this person's going to be like, "Wait a minute. Why am I all alone? Like what have I been doing to everybody to make them want to leave, first off? And second of all, when I did this to these other people, really, I was just screwing myself out of people. Because where did they go? Now I'm alone, right? They're realizing that they fucked themselves over in the long run. The long run. Why do I always have such a hard time saying that? I always want to say rung, like the rung of a ladder. So I think this person is like by themselves. They're not really. It's not that they're not talking to people or in communication with people, but they're definitely trying to focus on themselves, which means they'd probably be like hermiting, right? You know, they'd probably be like the bear in the cave in the winter. You know, like, oh, I'm not coming out till spring. But a part of that solitude is also the enlightenment, the harsh realities, everything that you wouldn't have thought of if you're hanging out with friends and family all day. Now you're by yourself, you're going to think about these things. You're going to delve into these issues. You're going to do the shadow work. You're going to focus on past trauma, possibly childhood trauma, adult trauma, teen trauma, whatever. Like all these things can be focused on because this person is alone. Like they really are in solitude, even though they really don't feel like it, you know? It's kind of like that fighting yourself kind of mindset because this person is so upset with themselves. And I think we all go through that just on varying levels, right? Like, and I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, I will admit all day like I've made mistakes and done things that I regret for sure throughout my whole life. And when I was working on, shadow work and I first started my healing journey, like I'm not one to shy away from my responsibility in things, right? I'm just not. Do people sometimes have to hold a mirror to my face and show me? Yes. Yes, of course. Not all the times, but sometimes. Because sometimes I just don't see it or I don't get it. But I think as I keep going and going and going, like I'll literally do something, like naughty that I shouldn't do, and like 2 minutes later I'll be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I'll be like, yeah, that's not going to go over good with the karma. I'm going to talk about it because I was talking about it with a work friend last week, and um, I was thinking about her a lot today. The woman that I got in the fight with the week of Thanksgiving, and she came in. She's a very unhappy person. She really just is, and still is. It still is. Um, well, we didn't really get into an argument, but like the week of Thanksgiving, she came in and was pretending to be all happy and said good morning to me, and I wasn't paying attention, and she got up in my face, and I was like, look, like, we're not friends. Like, get away from me. We're not friends. And I told her to fuck off. And the thing is I don't regret telling her, to fuck off. I regret using the language. I regret being so forceful. And it's funny because, like, within, like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes after it happened, I regretted the way that I portrayed myself, if that makes sense. Because I didn't hold myself to a higher standard, and I kind of stooped to her level, and I acted and behaved the way that she usually does. And I can reason it out and say that, oh, like, I held a mirror up for her to look at herself. Okay, yeah, maybe I did, sure. She's not enlightened enough to get it. And, like, I knew this, and I did it anyway. So in reality, I, like, first of all, I don't think anybody was a winner in that situation, but I definitely don't think I was a winner in that situation. And really, when she said good morning to me, I should have just remained silent, let her act like an idiot, let her go about her business, and I should have just stopped talking to her from that point on. But instead, it got confrontational, and I regretted it. I still regret it. And I'm adult enough to look at the situation and be like, yeah, I fucked that up. The thing is I can't tell her that at this point, only because she is still really angry about it. Um I didn't think we were that great of friends technically anyway, but she got really pissed off about it. Again, the only thing I can think of is maybe she really did realize what I was saying, that, like, hello, this is how you behave, like, all the time. Like, you don't, I don't know. I don't know, but she's still really angry about it. And it has been 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 5 months. She's not, I mean, unless she's really angry with herself and she's projecting it onto me. But I really just don't think she's enlightened enough to recognize that. I think she thinks that, like, I was mean to her and I fucked her over, and, whatever else she wants to say. And I think I think it really pissed her off because up until last week, when I was talking to my other work friend about the situation, I hadn't said anything to anybody at work about that situation. She did. She did. She, oh, did you hear what happened between me and Kim? Blah, blah, blah. To a lot of people. Probably to everybody. I mean, I would say. Um, and I didn't say anything. And I think I had 2 or 3 people, my friends and her friends, right? Because a lot of us are all friends with each other and not. I had 2 or 3 people come up to me and, like, oh yeah, what did you do to Colleen? And I was like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. And they're like, what do you mean you're not going to talk about it? I'm like, I don't have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Who cares? I said that, and it's funny because it happened the week of Thanksgiving. I think it was the Monday of Thanksgiving, and nobody asked me about it until the beginning of January. So I don't know if she waited a while to say something to someone, or people were afraid to ask me because I wasn't saying anything. But I wasn't saying anything because even now, other than me talking to the friend about it last week, even now, like, let her say whatever she wants. Like, I learned from this situation. I absolutely learned from the situation. I tried to talk to her like a month and a half ago, and she wasn't having it. She's like, we're not friends. You said we're not friends. We're not friends, Kim. Okay. Okay, fair. 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 Absolutely fair. Again, adult enough to recognize, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone about that the way that I did. But like I'm recognizing all these things from this situation that I can learn. I'm recognizing things that she put out there that I'm learning from. She's not learning a damn thing other than keeping herself a victim and pretending to be the injured party. And well, I shouldn't say pretending because she believes she's the injured party. And she is in a way. Again, that's fair. She is in a way. But at the same time, like, you put yourself in situations, you create your reality. And if you are a nasty person and you put that off 90% of the time, people are going to look at you as a nasty person. And it's funny because the people that came and asked me, like, oh, what happened? They were all like, yeah, that Colleen, like, she's got issues. Yeah, yeah, she's got issues. She's got issues. I just said her name. I probably shouldn't have said her name, but whatever. Whatever. I mean, maybe one day we'll talk again. It's kind of funny because today I was talking to somebody in the break room while we were on break, and she was sitting not far away. And the young lady I was talking to mentioned something in our department, and I said, well, Colleen trained me in that. She did a really good job. I said, but I don't think that they're gonna have anybody train you to do that because like they always wait till the last minute. And I think she heard me. I think she heard me. Because out of the corner of my eye, like I saw her look up and I saw her like watching. And here's the thing. Again, I'm adult enough to recognize, like, even though I really don't want to be friends with her because the negative energy is just too much for me, but I can recognize that she does do good things every once in a while, Like hello. Like, I'm not going to just be like, "Oh yeah, that's so and so. She's a real B 100% of the time. She's this, that, and the other." No. Like, if somebody has strengths, if somebody has something that they should feel pride for, I'm going to say it. I'm going to comment on it. You know what I mean? Like, those good parts of her, I'm adult enough to recognize that. Like, the whole isn't horrible. It's just specific certain parts that most people don't want to deal with, you know? And I don't think she's at that place where like she can delve into that and figure it out. She's just not mentally there. She's just not. But anyway, it kind of reminds me of whoever this is. Like whoever this is someone that couldn't be bothered, and now like they're all about the healing. But again, it's about recognizing the good, the bad, and the ugly within yourself, right? If you can't do that, then what are you doing trying to heal? Because we're not all angels. We're not all demons. We're a little bit in between, right? We're all human. We all do amazing things and make mistakes all at the same time. They have to think about it. They're shifting their mindset. Shadow work, healing, childhood trauma, any kind of trauma. It's hard. It's hard dealing with that stuff. It's really hard. Now, when I see deep healing, I see somebody getting like involved in like all aspects of healing, or for the most part, right? Like somebody eating better, exercising better, meditation, maybe reading material, crystals, saging, manifestation, right? Manifesting for a better you with the help of God or whoever you believe in. And again, doing the work, thinking about what's happened to you, going over it in your head, figuring out the things that you could change, you could have changed, or you couldn't change. Probably mostly couldn't change, right? The past is the past. You should only really technically be focused on the here and now. You can't do that until you get over your past, until you resolve it, until you heal it. And that takes however long it takes for every person. Every person is different. This person isn't going to heal. This fire element isn't going to heal at the same rate as me or you or my friend down the street. Like everybody's different. I was talking to you guys, for the last couple of months about the ex-best friend and how, like, the beginning of last year, the beginning of 2024, like, I was still really angry. I was still really angry about what happened between me and her. And I held on to that like a shield. And now I just feel like, I've said this to you guys before, like, I just want her to get help, you know? I don't want to have anything to do with her because I just don't, like, that trust is broken, and I don't think I could ever, I don't think I could ever love her the same again either, honestly. As a friend, I don't think I could. And the trust is broken. So, like, to me, the friendship was over the second I walked out that door on September 16th, 2022. That friendship was over. But I want her to get better. I want her to get help. I want her to not be an alcoholic. I want her to not be a pill popper. I want her to not be out there just doing nasty things to people, destroying people's lives, treating them like trash, possibly sexually assaulting them like they did me, or like she did me, I should say. I, I just, I want her to heal, you know? I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen because I don't talk to her. I don't talk to anybody that talks to her. And overall, at the end of the day, like, I'm never really bothered by that. Like, it's been over 2 years since I talked to her, since I texted her, since I called her, whatever. It's been over 2 years. I don't ever feel the urge to call her or text her or have communication with her. And that's not a lie. I don't ever feel that urge to pick up my phone and be like, hey, you still alive? And again, it's not that I, want her to be gone. It's just like, I don't care. Once I left, once I walked out that door, that was it for me. That was it. Whoever this is someone. Yeah. I just heard this is someone that probably wouldn't have let you walk out that door. Not a second time, at any rate. Because that's a difference, right? Between someone that's healing and someone that's not. someone that's healing recognizes, shit, like the past is the past, yes, but I wish I could have changed that. I wish I had done things differently. There's nothing wrong with recognizing that. There's nothing wrong with saying that, as long as you move on from it and use it in the future, use it in the present and the future to do better, to be better for others, for yourself, This is somebody that's getting that, The ex-best friend, not so much. Anyway, it took me like what, a year and a half, almost 2 years to like really get my head on straight about that situation and realize like I just need to let the anger go. Like I can't be angry about it. And I want to be angry about it and say, well, I should be angry. That was my best friend and I was supposed to be able to trust them and blah, blah, blah. She's human. She made a mistake. Don't get me wrong. She did something horribly wrong, but she made a mistake. And I don't know about any other mistakes she's made with anybody else. I have my own thoughts on that, but I don't have anything concrete. And all I know is what happened between her and I. And I can't hold on to the anger for the rest of my life. I had to let it go. Year and a half, a little bit more than a year and a half, it took me to let that go. That's a long time. Would it have taken you a year and a half? Would you have let it go right away? Would you still be healing from it? Would you still be angry? Again, everybody heals at a different rate. Whoever this is going to heal at a different rate. Be on their own time schedule, I think I'm going to leave it there. The only other thing I can think of is the crown chakra, the third eye chakra. Like this is someone that's finally like able to open up as they put the past in the past and they release themselves of all those burdens. Their crown's going to start to open, their third eye is going to open. And again, I would just say what I always say, protect yourself whenever you can, awake, asleep, however, whenever, whatever, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope the messages resonated. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope, if anything, you found them entertaining. I hope you all have a great day or evening wherever you are, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.